Good morning, everybody. Today is going to be exciting. So I have been working on making a brand new beginner's course for anybody who's new to belly dance and just wants to kind of dabble in it to see if it's something they want to see more of. Maybe they can go find local classes afterwards, stuff like that. Today is actually going to be the filming of that. Take you guys along. You can see even here last night I had to charge. These are all like my microphone sets that I have. This is for one of them. I've got multiple because of all the classes online. So I will be doing some filming of that so I have the content and I can edit it while I'm traveling. Right now I'm leaving in about 2 weeks and I need to get like as much content as possible. After that, I'm hoping to also do some more content creating. I'm gonna do some Instagram tutorials for my BTTV online, and then I'm also gonna do some stuff like my nails. I show you guys how I do that, and getting ready for leaving. I'm so excited. It's a big project to leave for 2.5 months, but at the same time it's just like, oh, it's almost here, and you don't feel like that's what's actually about to happen. So with all of that, I'm going to now, I gotta do hair and makeup for filming, clearly. So I'm gonna do that first, and then I will show you guys making the course. I'm gonna get dressed and then into preparing for filming. Okay guys, let me show you a little bit. This is usually how I film for like classes and stuff. I do have an extension. Right now it's not extended. I need a smaller space for today's course. So here's just, it's a lot of white. This is actually just curtains that are built into the house. Here, you're gonna see this moving. I gotta turn the fans off. As you can see, this happens. But this is actually a photography wall. I got it off of Amazon. I can link it below, as well as the curtains. They're photography curtains that are really polyester so that I don't have to deal with like ironing or anything, because that's not what you wanna do for 12-foot curtains. So this is super good. I actually have 2 of these, and when I do Teal Fan School, you see how you can kind of see some of the house here. It actually goes further because I need a lot of room, but today, since it's a beginner course, I don't need as much filming space. The mirror, like I said, the fans gotta go off. Then I have my 2 box lights, which you guys saw before, and you can clearly tell this is a house. So my parents are so kind to let me kind of do what I need to do for like 2 more weeks, and then I'm out of here. So you can see here, this is just, you know, whatever, life and things like that. So I have my 2 box lights. I'm trying out this new monopod. That's my mess on the bottom. That is, as usual, you will always find a mess. Then we start to move over, and that's where we have the mirror. So the actual filming angle, I'm using 2 for today. So you can see how like there's this gap. I'm telling you, things change a lot with angled. So I'll have this angle here where I'm talking to the camera. I'll put some clips in so you can see the final look. And then also I'm gonna have another one where my tripod is right now, which is a little more frontal. Again, those things will not move, the curtains, but that way they can see from behind. So that's how. Now, to tell you a little bit about my mirrors, let me tell you about that. I had to move from North Carolina down to Texas back in like the spring, and I wasn't gonna take my mirrors with me. I had always used these framed, really big, like they're like a big mirror. You see like everybody have them in their bedrooms to get dressed and see themselves. So those frame mirrors are beautiful, amazing. I'll make sure that they're linked. If you can get to those, great. But at that time, with COVID and supply chain issues, couldn't find them, nowhere. So my mom had the genius idea. We went hunting and hunting, and these are actually the sliding doors for closets, but they're frameless. They have a frame, but they call them frameless. I'll show you here. Maybe you can see. So there's a very subtle white metal thing to it, frame, but this is really, really good. So if you're on the hunt, 2 of them, like the cost, they're not cheap. Nothing with mirrors is ever cheap, but they're cheap for what they are. So this is actually 2 sets of, like, they come in 2 mirrors for 1 door set, and so I bought 2 sets here so I get the expansion. Now ignore that you can see stuff there, that's not usually there. Okay, so if you're ever looking for stuff, that's a really good place. And then if you're really on a budget, something, because mirrors in my life, you can go to, so we have here in Texas, and I think we had it in North Carolina, it was called like Habitat for Humanity. There's also like the Goodwill Restore. You're going to, not necessarily Goodwill itself, but they have sometimes locations that have house building supplies. So they have like extra like toilets from a manufacturer. I don't know, it's super classy. or extra tile or extra this. And I have actually found some like bathroom mirrors or mirrors from an old like rented store or something. And that's my first kind of studio was those mirrors. That really, if you need just like one, you know, you want your small apartment and you're on a really big budget, small budget, then do that. These guys are super good. And then also, like I said, I love the IKEA mirrors. I would have moved with them, but just moving across the States with that many big mirrors was just asking for them to get broken. So I sold them and just was gonna buy new ones. So these are super good. You do have to cover some things, so it's just a little tip, but those are my mirrors. Guys, I'll show you my outfit too. This is like a classic Victoria thing. I do wanna say, if you guys know of any shirts that are like this, let me know, because this is my favorite filming shirt because the microphone fits perfectly here and goes here, but they don't make this anymore. It was from like Victoria's Secret pink, I think. So if you know of anything with like these wide straps, but a V and it's like this, let me know. Because this one is almost trashed. It's embarrassing. I won't show you. I always tend to like to wear skirts when I'm teaching online or with recordings because I find it helps to see the knees. So you'll see I tend to wear like shorts and things like that. I'm awkwardly hunched over now. Let's fix that. The hip scarf I have is from 1,000 years ago. It's like crocheted with the sequins in it. It's just super nice. So that's what I'm gonna wear to film. Okay guys, see my angle, and now you can hear me on my microphone, me and my chocolate milk. What I was kind of feeling like is there's many people who reach out, oh, I want to learn to belly dance, I want to learn to do these things, how do you do the hip movements, that. But they're not necessarily ready to go to like an hour-long class where they learn 4 or 5 techniques and we put it together in combinations. Like, they just want to kind of get a feel for if it's something. So I wanted to create a course, provide like kind of a welcome to belly dance course kind of thing. So that's what it's going to be filming now. I'm really excited to do it because it's a completely different format than I used to film with my recorded stuff. Also, I'll have either the link to the course below or a link to the like notification for when it's out, because I'll do like a very steep discount on it in the beginning, kind of as the launch. So if that's something you're interested in, that's also there too. So I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do is, this is about maybe for 2 months of tutorials. So I'm just doing, they're like 1 a week, and I'm just doing 4 outfits. So what I like to do is I have the variety of colors. So this is a nice little halter top and leggings with my hip scarf. This is just actually a normal day skirt, but I like it. And then for this one and this one, which you can see in these plastic bags, so I use these to protect my fans from water. If you ever need something like that, let me know. I have like the formal teal fan bags, but for me to be doing all this filming and see, okay, this is Bordeaux and this is Birds of Paradise and this matches that, it's easier for me to keep them in the clear bags for my job. But I always recommend to girls to keep them in the actual fan bags that they come in. And then this is good, like if you're gonna put it in your suitcase or something and you're scared about liquids, this is your bet. So if you ever need those, let me know. So here I have just the outfits, and I'm gonna be filming, that's what you're gonna see next. Heart overhead, and I guess love to watch the way you made me into a mess. Okay guys, we're gonna take a little tiny break from filming videos because my guests are here, and those are the ducks. So they're not really my ducks, but they're kind of like our ducks. Little story time. Basically, my parents live on a little private lake for the neighborhood. And one day they were gone, and I was here taking care of like the plants outside, and I saw a new set of ducks. I hadn't seen this set before. I went to go open the back door and they came running up, and I got real nervous. I was like, oh, okay, you know, nervous. And I was like, let me give them food, let me not. So I gave them some food that's safe. And then after that, then they were like chasing me around the yard. Like they went around the back to the front. Here's a little video. And at that moment I was very nervous because no ducks had ever come to the front of the house. I was thinking about these really mean like geese that like, you know, hurt people, and I was like, oh no, what's gonna happen? You know, no one's here. We also have a small chihuahua, and so I'm like, oh God, you know, she thinks she's 20 feet tall, so what's gonna happen? So it wasn't until after I texted my parents that my dad had mentioned like, oh, maybe those are the pet ducks. And I was like, what do you mean pet ducks? What happens here sometimes, apparently, is maybe like a family knows of a family that lives in our neighborhood, and they had pet ducks, and sometimes they will drop them off in the lake, like they want to get rid of them. When they do that, what ends up happening is they just, you know, they have water, maybe some of the households feed them, like it's kind of setting them back into the wild to some degree. Apparently that had happened. I had never heard of this before. I'd never seen this before when I would visit my parents. And it was these ducks. So at that point, I wasn't scared anymore, because then I understood, okay, clearly they were somebody's pets, and clearly they're used to humans, because none of the other birds come up so close. You can feed them, but like you gotta leave it and walk, you know, 20 feet away. Then we started feeding them more and more. I would feed them in the afternoons, have little conversations. So let me introduce them. So first we have Huey. This is like DuckTales, if you know. Then we have Louie. There's a small difference between the two to know which one's which. And then we have, instead of Dewey, we have Booby. Because in my perfect fantasy, that is a female and the other two are males. We've had other little gangs around here, and there tends to be multiple males and then one female. And then now they have adopted themselves a fourth duck that is from the neighborhood, let's say. And so his name is Mohawk, because his feathers will do this thing. I hope to catch it on camera one day for you guys. But it's just really nice. They always come, typically they come in the afternoon about this time. Now we have duck food for them, and we feed them and just make sure they're okay. Give them, you know, if they need water. They don't necessarily need water because they have the lake, but if they need anything. So we're gonna go see them now. So let's go. Hi, buddies. Oh. The honest moment, I made a mess. Every time I have bulk filming, it is a mess. I have clothes everywhere, right? Because you're changing a bunch. I have the equipment, and I gotta clean up. I hate mess. I hate it, hate it, hate it. Let me just give you a little bit of a peek. This is what we're working with. Not the worst, but also please note, there is more at my feet. So it's just clothes and hip scarves and microphone and dishes from the coffee and stuff, and more here. These are the boxes from Amazon. I actually want to go through with you guys and show you what is coming my way for my trip. There I am. Hello. Okay, so I'm just gonna clean all of this up before I even dive into opening the boxes or doing my nails or figuring out dinner or anything like that. So let's get going. So I'm going to Greece and Italy for 2.5 months. I need to bring with me like any kind of vitamins I take with me, any equipment I need for my camera, nails, eyelashes, you know, all those types of stuff. You have to kind of, you can't necessarily really get it where I'm going. And since I'd be changing location so much, it's not like I have an address that I could ship it to. Otherwise I would totally do that. These are the eyelashes that I usually wear for daily stuff. Is the Ardell Wispies 122. So Amazon sells them in a 4-pack, which is nice. I am going to be doing more filming and stuff while I'm away. I need more adapters. It's just a 3-pack of these guys. Last year I bought one of these that was in white. Then I spilled coffee all over it. I think a lot of times you can call, they're called like Turkish towels online. I love the white, but it got dirty. This year I tried to go with gray. So it's just this nice and long towel. These two things I'm really excited about. Last year I didn't take like a carry. I only had one big rolly bag that was checked. And then I had with me like a backpack and then some kind of duffel that folds down. That duffel broke. And then the backpack, I'm starting to notice it doesn't really work. So I checked out online, and what I wanted to do was kind of switch it. I wanted to see if I could get a bigger backpack that can kind of be like a duffel, like those travel backpacks. But those are big. Those would replace like your small rolly bag inside the plane. And then also get something that folds down into like a tote. This is supposed to unfold. Okay, interesting. I think this is supposed to be, oh, it's a waterproof pocket. I remember it has that, but that also doubles if you want to slide this on your suitcase. It's your purse, like you just have a big purse and you clip it down. But it's supposed to have a bottom pocket that extends down. Oh, and so it's kind of like questionably, okay, for American flight, this is fine. It's like your purse. For a non-American flight, where's the zipper? I'm just afraid it's gonna be big because I'm little. Big. It has some special pocket here. This is like a strap for the luggage. And it has like the traditional like pin pouches and zipper pouches. Back side. Okay, and this is for like the laptop. This, which has some hidden pocket. That's ready for school. I have vitamins, so I take just vitamins. Oh my gosh, just vitamins. I always take melatonin with me. A multivitamin. I take a B complex because I'm gluten-free. And this is just another, it's like a 2 terabyte hard drive. Inside of this was a new tripod. It has the base here and then it goes up. It goes really tall. Basically, that is what I have gotten from there. I think the only stuff I'm still expecting is, again, a couple supplements and things like that. So I'm just gonna take a shower, I'm gonna eat a snack, I'm gonna try to do a little bit of studying, whether it's watching a show or reading, something like that to calm down, and then that's gonna be my night. So thanks guys so much for watching. If you wanna see more, especially because I got all those Greek stuff coming up, make sure to subscribe. And then also, just like last time, here's a little bit of the videos that were made from today. You kind of saw the behind the scenes. And I will see you guys in the next one.